Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'll show myself briefly. Lounging with Lisa. The video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Here in the studio the night before the live gig with Watcher, who won a bonus question. She wanted to do a phone call. And here we are. I'm going to stop my camera and hand it over to Watcher. That's Watcher.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so we're off and running. We're going to get in our DeLorean and do some time travel tonight. We are going to go back to June the 7th, 1980, in the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Baloo, baloo, baloo. My little Wayne's World sound. Okay.
Wait, what was that sound you made?
Bidaloo, bidaloo, bidaloo.
But I mean, what's it supposed to be?
In the movie Wayne's World, they do this little thing with their hands and they do like a wavy motion when they're going to like a flashback scene. And instead of music playing, they make that sound. They go bidaloo, bidaloo, bidaloo.
Oh my God.
I'm probably not doing it right.
I forgot all about that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, anyway. All right, so we are in the DeLorean. We have just arrived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's June the 7th, 1980, and we are Watcher and her friends. I'm not going to use anybody's names. My girlfriend and 4 guys. Now, there is some dating situations going on in there, and I'm not going to divulge that either, okay? But we have all arrived in Milwaukee, and we go to see Genesis, and we see Phil Collins play. They put on this fantastic show. Drums, just if you love drums, that was a drummer's dream. There were 2 drum kits on stage that night. And needless to say, nature provided a lot of happy joy in the room that night. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes, nature. I get it. What was the name of the arena?
Okay, yeah, so you could show the picture of the arena so we kind of set the mood. Anybody that 1980, that's what everything looked like back in the day, those old-fashioned arenas.
I might cry. Okay.
And I'd never been to Milwaukee before either. This was my first time. And I was not old enough to drink in Michigan, but I was old enough to drink in Wisconsin, thus the road trip for the concert. Okay? So this is Mecca, M-E-C-C-A Arena. And so what we did is we booked some hotel rooms and we drove into Milwaukee, checked into our hotel, went to the concert, had a good old time. Now, we had a plan after the concert. This is where the fun happens. We were going to go out drinking and have a good old time and explore Milwaukee. And these 4 guys that were part of our group, I'm going to just say personality-wise, they probably could have used a little polish because sometimes they could be a bit, how shall we say, abrasive. Dare I say people would refer to them as a part of the male anatomy at times.
Got you.
Okay, so they were of course doing the thing they always do at concerts. They're trying to get into the inside back room, be part of the, the VIP crowd. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And they were unsuccessful almost always. And that's why they brought my girlfriend and I along as kind of like bait to try and, grease their wheels into the rooms, but none of that would ever happen. Anyway, they were bothering these guys that were doing security or something with the backstage. And so the guys had, now I'm talking in the fact that I understand this better after all the circumstances unfolded that night, but I didn't, but I'm going to frame it this way. The guys that were running the security, trying to, keep people, only letting people backstage, etc. They got annoyed by our friends trying to pester their way in, and said, there's going to be a party downtown. We're hooking up in a bar, and we're not letting people know because everybody wants to be on the low. But downtown, there's these places, and they told us the street to go to, and there's these bars, and they're going to be in one of them, and he couldn't tell them the name and all that. So they were on a quest to get in with the crowd. So after the concert, we're all feeling really happy, and we're walking from the arena, and it's only a couple blocks down to where the bars are, and we're walking down the street, and the one guy's like, I bet this is it, and So we walk into this bar, and like the old-fashioned bars in the Midwest where it's really a very long, narrow room, basically.
Not necessarily. I mean, I've been to bars in the Midwest,
But
yes, but
where they're part of a big building, where there's several businesses,
like
like
a strip
where
mall.
Now and Again is.
Yeah, a strip mall. They call them,
Right.
that's what
Okay.
they call them in Houston. Yeah.
So they're you walk in and the room is maybe only 20 feet wide, and then it goes back 60 feet. And somewhere either halfway through or all the way in the back of the building of that area is the bar where the bartender is. So we walk all the way to the back of the bar, and we're standing there waiting to get our drinks. And the guys are up at the bar and us girls are behind them. As the times it was, the men would buy the drinks, the ladies just told what we wanted, And we're standing there, and I'm not quite aware of my surroundings. I'm a little floaty and happy, should I say. And two of the guys that in the group, all of a sudden, like a switch went off in them. They spun around and they said, "We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here right now." And I'm like, "I want to have a beer. And they're like, "Nope, nope, nope. We got to get out of here right now, right now." And they're grabbing us and they're dragging us, and we're like, well, "What the heck's going on?" And they pull us out of there, and we're, we get out of the bar, and we start walking down the street, and we're like, "What the fuck is going on?" The guy goes, "That was a gay bar. You were the only women in there."
Oh my God. So this is what you were talking about in the lounge that one time with Kate.
Yes, yes. We're standing there waiting to order drinks when they finally dawned on them. I was too high to even know.
Oh my God. That is too much.
So anyway, we get out onto the sidewalk, and this area is set up like a lot of towns where in these districts they'll have several bars up and down the street. And so we walk across the street down a little bit, and there's this bar. It's got a big shamrock. It's like some Irish pubby thing. I mean, it's just kind of catty corner from the bar we just came out of. So we go in there, and there's these big thing of windows all across the front of this bar. This one's not a narrow one. This is different. And we walk in, and the bartender takes a look at us and just busts out laughing, pointing. And he's like, "I won, I won." And we're like, "What the heck?" He goes, "We watched you walk in there, and we were betting how long it would take for you all to walk out."
Oh my God. That's too much.
So so there I am, 19 years old, thoroughly embarrassed and humiliated.
And this was, you were all excited to go over there to drink because you couldn't do
Yeah,
it.
because we're going, hey, we were legal. I could whip out my ID, my real ID, not my fake one. I never had a fake ID. I will not admit to that.
I never did have one. I was kind of good. Like, I was afraid I'd get in trouble. But I wanted to show you while you were telling the story, I went over and found a picture of the Summit. And this was when it opened in Houston in 1975. It says this week in 1975, the Summit opened for concerts, and I don't know what else. It's from the Houston Chronicle. So there you have that. But I saw Prince there a couple times back to back, and Mellencamp and Hart and all that jazz. Now it is that big church where they that guy Joel Osteen or whatever.
Oh, that.
Yes, him.
We won't talk about him.
No, we will not.
No. But anyway, so that is the story of Milwaukee, the Genesis concert, and the gay bar.
There you go. Oh my God.
So it's just a funny memory, but I went to a lot of concerts in my youth, and there are a few funny stories, but never anything like how they depict things in the movies or on TV about what rock concerts. It's usually, there's not, I don't know, how do I say this without, I think that they're overhyped as far as the partying that goes on.
Oh, right. Yeah, I got you. Well, I think it's cute how the people were taking a bet at the other place watching you guys go in there.
Only because there were girls. If there were guys,
Right.
But apparently, that was the cap on the end of the story. After sitting down and having a drink, and they told us that it is that bar is just innocuous. Nobody, it's not like I got a big rainbow out front says gay bar, please enter here,
Right.
And he goes, a lot of people will walk in there and not realize it until they get in there and they're like, oops, this isn't okay. It's cool, but we're going elsewhere,
Right. Oh my word.
It's funny, but I hope I didn't offend anybody.
I know you won't be offending anybody in the lounge, I think.
Everybody wanted to hear it. It's really quite a funny story, and the older I get, I think it's hilarious how naive and young and stupid we all were, just bouncing around in a strange city,
I know. We were kind of daring back in the day.
But that's why I guess that's what greased the wheels for me to pack up and move to Texas all by myself. So
yeah, me too. I did the same thing, although I wasn't all by myself because I was able to stay with Blaine and Jill lived there. But
I had one friend that lived down there, so.
And you went to Dallas, I went to Houston.
Yeah, I was into Big D.
Right.
Okay, so how much time have we used up? I'm sure more than 10 minutes by now.
11 minutes and 35 seconds, but I can end it, but you stay here and we'll keep talking.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for listening to my silly story.
It was a good story, totally.
Totally.
Okay. Now, how should I end this? In a fun way, Watcher, or just do it?
Do whatever you want to do.
I'm going to do my regular bit. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in tonight to Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Join me, join others. Drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. And remember, war is a racket. Don't take my word for it. Check out General Smedley Butler and what he had to say. And while I have you, of course, I don't know when this will go up, probably in 12 hours. 12:30, according to whatever time your computer says tomorrow. If you live in the Eastern time zone, it's at 12:30, but it will really be like what, 1:30 or something, Watcher? How does that work? We fall back tonight, right? Or tomorrow at 2.
We fall back. So we lose an hour. Just go on YouTube at 11 o'clock and go to Lisa's channel and wait for the thing to pop up and the show will start.
Yeah, and if you're on the West Coast, whatever, just go by whatever time you're normally there, be there at that time because your computer will have adjusted to the time. Get it?
And if you're on Greenwich Mean Time, I have no idea what that translates to in Eastern Standard Time, but we're doing our best to confuse you over here in America, people.
Yes, we totally are. Okay, I'm ending the broadcast. I'm just going to end broadcast. We're still here. I'm ending it.